Recent one.
I don't like Chris D'Elia's podcast. I don't even like Chris D'Elia. I don't even think he's funny.
Okay, well, you have poor taste.
You have no taste.
And that's okay. You gotta listen to it. 147.
Podcast 147 of Chris D'Elia's podcast.
Yeah.
You're really pitching another podcast in the middle of our podcast?
Are we rolling?
Yeah, we've been rolling for like 5 minutes now.
Cut that out.
I'm not
we don't
cutting
advertise.
Welcome to the podcast, everybody. I'm your host, Noah. The trader over there, Oddcasting. The trader over there supporting another podcast is our junior co-host, Regan. And we brought Big Red back on today. Big Red, how's it been back?
It's an honor being back on the podcast.
We're changing his name.
What are we changing it to?
Red Velvet.
Red Velvet. Okay. Red Velvet, we have heard that you texted me the other day very upset about the last podcast.
I was. There was a lot of slander in that podcast.
You sound very much scripted right now.
We're giving you a chance to air your grievances, yeah.
Okay. What was scripted about it? Did you not say, I wish I had a smell fetish?
That's out of context.
I have a recording of you saying...
strictly out of context. Okay.
Provide context.
Provide context.
Oh, so the context was...
Yes. Okay, wait. Did you not say, give... Regan, can you say the quote, please? You know I can never remember it. Give little princess daddy's milk?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, once again, that's out of context. There's a big difference between... Okay, that was a 2-hour podcast. You guys selected... 2.5-hour podcast. You guys selected, what, like 8 seconds of like a 2.5-hour podcast?
Well, I cut out all your racist remarks, if that makes you feel better.
Yeah, well, there were no racist remarks.
Do I need to say,
I need to
say what you said?
If there was so much, then you could have put that back inside the podcast and quoted me on the podcast. You could have just taken the sound bites as you've already done.
I didn't want to make you look horrible.
Oh, really? But then you say I made a bunch of racial comments. So where's the evidence?
Regan, do you remember what he said? Because I do. Something about coffee and black women.
You're really trying to put like a lot of things that you've said in the past and that you've done in the past.
We're starting on negative. This is like a clean slate.
This is a clean slate?
Why are we going on a clean slate? What makes you guys think you deserve a clean slate?
No, we're giving you a
clean
Mackenzie, I haven't done anything wrong.
Mackenzie, people don't want to see you. I had multiple texts from the 3 listeners that said, if you're back on the podcast, they're not going to listen to this.
Then why am I here, Noah?
Because this is a podcast.
We wanted you to defend.
Really for women, right?
I think we have exclusively a female audience.
And you made a lot of them uncomfortable.
Yeah, and a lot of them don't want to see you anymore.
Wow. This is
your chance to like
clean up my act.
Yeah.
Clean up your act. Intervention is this is like a segment intervention.
This is you
segment
begging our listeners for forgiveness.
Listener.
One listener.
We have like one.
Our listener.
One listener that's half listening.
Hey, Laura.
Yeah, hi. But okay, a lot of that previous podcast was not only out of context clips, such as like the smell fetish thing, which is from a list of fetishes that you told me to write down.
Allegedly.
Wow.
This is all. Yeah.
That's a lot coming from you, Noah. That's a lot coming from you. It was like a list of fetishes that they asked for me to write down, and then you had me like list like the pros and cons of it. So it was like a biting fetish and like a smell fetish, and then I can't remember what the third one was.
Okay, so the most appalling thing were the porn comments, and I feel none of those were played out of context.
The 2 hours.
How often you watch porn? None of that was slander. None of that was played out of context.
The thing is with those is that it was an on-the-spot comment. If most people, when they ask bigger questions like that, have a prepared amount of time and have a prepared statement.
Yeah.
Right? I was put on the spot. And it was literally just like that.
It was literally just like that. We're buying a snap on a 2.5-hour podcast in which you brought it up multiple times.
No. I will give you that maybe I do watch a lot of porn.
Maybe.
I think our listeners are understanding that, addiction's very serious.
Addiction is very serious.
When you came in today, you were also upset that we made you sit on a bucket last time?
Yeah. So, with the listeners cannot see the one person that's half listening and put it on for their dog, so their dog doesn't feel lonely in their house.
Laura doesn't have a dog.
Okay, Laura. What you can't see is that there is a couch, a chair, and a bucket, and I was meant to, or they placed me on this bucket and said, "This is the only chair we have in this entire apartment," and on my part, I believed them, and that was my fault. So I was gullible enough to think that my friends would actually get me
being punished.
I'm sorry, what?
I feel like you're doing an accent.
Me?
Yeah. What was that?
What was that?
All right, I'll do it again. What? It was your punishment.
That was your punishment. Okay. Okay, thanks, Regan. Okay, Regan, let's get to your topics. Is that all you have to say about yourself? Because you didn't really clear... Because you were...
you guys keep on cutting me off.
Your texts were much angrier than that. You refused to come back on.
Yeah, I was borderline... I was furious.
I thought you were crying when you texted me.
No, why would I cry?
I've seen you cry before, so it wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah, I was cried back in like middle school.
Okay, well, I'm just
saying... It's been a while since then. A lot of people change over that amount of time.
We'll cry, it's okay.
Yeah, I'm not making fun of you for crying. I just assumed you were in tears when you texted me.
No, I was not in tears when I texted you. I was appalled by the type of content you guys are putting out.
Were you really appalled by that? Because if anything, this is tamer than the original product.
This is actually a lot tamer.
I tamed the original. If I put out that 2.5 hour podcast, I don't think you'd have a job. Yeah. Because you said things in there that have haunted me.
If they were so bad, if what you said is true,
so we were gonna play every clip we had recorded, and I said, "This is disgusting, Regan. I can't even listen to it anymore. It made me sick. I'd take a shower." Let's turn this to you, Regan.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Wait. Let me vent at you because you know what? I'm on Mackenzie's side. Mackenzie, what 2 days do we record the podcast every week?
Monday and Wednesday.
No. What? So you're fucking stupid. It's Wednesday and Sunday.
Wednesday.
Okay.
Okay, wait. We're recording this 11 o'clock at night after a really long day.
Okay, we're recording this at 11 o'clock at night because of why, Regan? Because you don't understand.
Because
all week we talk. We all have jobs. Yeah, we all have jobs except Mackenzie.
Because I have a family.
Well, I have school.
I have responsibilities.
You have a family. You have a cat.
You have one cat.
And you didn't even feed it today. You forgot.
One cat. You don't go to school.
She eats a lot.
He doesn't go to school. Don't slander him for being uneducated. I'm the only college dropout on this podcast.
No. But it's like, what in your scheduling made you think like you wouldn't bring up the fact that you had a scheduled conflict on Wednesday when we're supposed to?
Yeah, why would you wait till I get here at 3 and say? So are we recording the podcast?
On that?
I
don't give a shit about what might inconvenience you.
I sat in this apartment for hours.
Yeah,
since 3 o'clock, 7 hours I sat in this.
You know how many stores we visited?
Don't turn off that light. Your snake was cold. That's why I turned it on.
Yeah,
I saw him shivering in there.
Yeah, this apartment is freezing.
You know how expensive it is to run a little heat lamp for your snake so he doesn't die?
Yeah,
probably $1 a day.
God forbid.
At least
$10 a day.
I swear to God. Yeah.
All right. I swear to God, I helped buy that snake, and I'm not going to let him die.
That's enough of that.
When's the last time you even fed him?
What's the last mouse you bought him, huh?
Laura, there's
what were you even talking
2 years ago, but I took you to the gas station.
Studio that nobody can see, so people that are
won't
wondering
bring
why
that
we're
up on
talking
air,
about.
Regan, but I know what you just did.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's all right. You couldn't know.
Oh, it's nasty.
All right.
Something the listeners will never know.
All right. So we're here.
What are your topics, Regan?
I just really I just came to respond to your topics.
So you didn't prepare at all.
So you didn't do anything.
So yet again, I'm the only one pulling my weight around here.
I was thinking rainforest talk.
You want to talk about the rainforest? Oh, we had some more Regan rules. He said one this week, remember? He said it when we were eating.
That's right. Did we write it down?
We put it on something, but I don't remember what.
No, you wrote it down on your phone. You put it down on your phone.
I don't have a notes app on my phone, so I did not do that.
You texted it to yourself?
No, I didn't text it to my...
You said you got it. You said...
I might have recorded it, but I don't remember. It was something stupid, right?
You recorded... Yeah, it was...
Probably wasn't important.
Rest assured, it was a dumb thing to say.
He doesn't want us to remember.
You can remember if you want.
Oh, God damn it. I was going to write it down and you're like, no, I got it. I was like, okay. I'm pretty sure you texted it to yourself.
I've never texted myself anything, dude. Who texts themselves?
Is that possible?
Yeah, is that even possible?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, it doesn't matter. I'm going to move on to what I did for the podcast.
Yeah.
So, I've long been interested in getting my fortune read. So I set up an interview with a fortune teller here in town to see my fortune. And I'd like to review my results with you guys. Thanks, Regan, for blowing a fat vape cloud right into my face. That was not on the fortune.
Keep going.
Okay, so Regan, what do you think my fortune holds for me? I want to get, if you were a fortune teller, I want to test your energy. Oh, and I got my chakras. I got my aura sensed.
Yeah.
She saw if my chakras were aligned, and then she read me my tarot cards.
Did she give you like a rundown list, or was it just like all
of my chakras?
Yeah. Was
yes.
It like?
I have one chakra that's misaligned.
Whoa.
Is it the important one or just like a lesser chakra?
She said it's a less. She said everyone my age has this chakra misaligned.
Oh.
It's
so
the
it's like a puberty.
It's like the foot chakra, the one that keeps you balanced in life.
Oh.
And she says because I'm not stable, I don't know what I want. It's just misaligned.
God, that's such a fucking pretentious statements like your chakra's out of line.
But
not stable. Like,
she did say
don't criticize.
My aura was great.
Yeah,
she said it was very light. It was not a dark aura.
Very light.
Yeah, she said I'm a very positive person.
So what do I think your future holds?
Yeah, if you had to predict my future,
hopefully a lot of pain, misery.
So hopefully.
I'm
these
just
are
saying
your wishes.
No, that's probably. I mean, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, a lot of pain.
Yeah.
That's it. Well, you're not far off, dude. Because one of the things she told me my mom was gonna die.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, she said my mom. She was like.
She gave a time frame.
Yeah, 6 months.
Recorded.
Yeah, that's what she said. I recorded the whole thing, but she asked me to not play it out loud.
Yeah.
She said, "Do you have a blood relative in your family that's a woman?" And I said, "Yeah, I have one." And she goes, "Who is it?" And I said, "It's my mom." She goes, "Ooh, I see death in her future in 6 months."
Which is a very ambiguous claim.
It's a very ambiguous claim, I guess. I mean,
death. It's not very.
Yeah,
ambiguous.
it's not that ambiguous. I think she just told me my mom's gonna die.
I guess it's very.
But that was the only negative thing about it. Other than that, okay, and you can.
That's not that. That's the only one negative thing.
Whoa! This will be good for Ask Mackenzie. I played it to him. She said, "Whatever I started this week is gonna go huge."
It's true.
She said that word for word, and it happens to be I started the podcast this week.
Did you tell her that?
I did not tell her that.
No.
I'll show after the show, Regan. I'll show you them. I didn't tell her anything. These are all just like statements. She also told me that I'm gonna be happy at the age of 26 for a time, and then I will be sad again.
You will be happy for a time.
Yes,
it will pass.
she said it will pass, and then she also said I will live a very long and sad life.
Sad, long, and
she
sad.
said long and miserable.
Yeah.
You will.
Yes, but I'll be very successful.
Yeah.
She says the creativity will come to me in my 20s, and the work will be in my 30s.
This bitch, man.
Yeah.
I can't believe.
Yeah.
She really told you you're gonna have a sad life, huh?
Yeah. She also told me my first kid's gonna be a daughter, but I'm gonna have 3 kids in total, and 2 are gonna be boys, and the first one's gonna be a girl.
How many aren't gonna make it?
He just said that there's only one death so far.
One death
in his life.
Yeah.
Which is his wife.
Yeah.
Which is his
she said that I will come to the. She said within this year I'm gonna meet my soulmate. Mm-hmm. She said in April. She said around April she's gonna come into my life, and I will have never met her before.
April, where are we gonna be?
I have no idea.
You know where we're gonna be.
Well, I know where we're gonna be, but I don't know where we're gonna be. So she said that my soulmate's gonna come into my life then. But as she comes into my life,
It's a she.
as she comes into my life,
Yeah.
is that not what I said?
No, but I
No,
mean,
he's trying to imply that it would be a man.
not
that
a,
you would have changed.
Not a man. Any possibility for that?
Is there no wiggle room in that, Noah?
No.
Can you?
No, she said she. As she comes into my life,
A perceived she.
somebody from my past is gonna come into my life and try to steal me away from her, and then I will have to make a decision from there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, coming up pretty soon, your mom's gonna die.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a soulmate.
I'm gonna have a very successful podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be happy. I'm gonna be fulfilled when I'm 26 for a time, and and then I'm gonna live a very sad, long life.
Yeah.
Yeah. She told me in January. She said late December, big changes are gonna happen.
Yeah. She got oddly specific.
She was oddly specific with that point. She said late December. It could be early January. She said.
But she's seeing more late December.
But she's seeing more late December than early January. But she said it could be early January.
Yeah.
Big changes are coming into my life.
Yeah. I listened to it as well. And it was, like, oddly specific in, like, certain areas. She would just, like, hone in. And I know a little bit about Noah's past. And it would just be, like, these, like, really weird things where it's, like, as if she knew Noah's, like, his, like, past, past facts about him. And it was, like, I don't know. I'm skeptical.
This is the thing.
They're right. I feel bad for you.
They're vague enough that I feel like they could almost apply to anybody. Because at one point she was like, has there been loss in your life recently? And I was like, no. And she goes, I'm seeing that there has been. Yeah. And then I was like, I was like, okay, well, I guess this counts as a loss. But that could really apply to anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think enough, everybody's lost some.
Yeah. Her weakest point was that, because she kept on trying to push, loss of a family member. He's like, no. And then she eventually, like, broadened it a little bit, and then Noah had to do the association for her.
Yeah.
It was like she couldn't hone in that it wasn't.
That's the only thing that she's. Is that the cat?
That's the cat. That's kind of scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, I thought that was your friggin' neighbor.
Yeah, they make you give them the fortune at some point, huh?
Well, that was the only thing that I was like, okay. And even that, if you listen to it, it's not as bad as she's making it sound. It's making it sound like, there's loss. Nah, I'm telling you that there's loss. No way. There's loss, damn it. Well, I guess this could be lost. It was like, I was like, no. And she goes, could it be this then? It was pretty immediate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your life is gonna suck, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
She did also tell me, she's like, oh, well, you are going to have to make a decision to lose something now to gain something later.
Yeah.
What do you think that might be?
I'm assuming my freedom. Because I'm a slave to the podcast.
Whoa.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Man.
Maybe.
That's deep.
Yeah.
Like, deep.
But I am going back in for a full chakra cleanse.
Could that change your fortune?
Did you buy, like, a
Could it bring
package
your
deal?
mom
I
back?
did buy a package deal, and it was $470.
Are you kidding me, dude?
But it's...
400.
It's once a week. You go in there once a week, and she cleans your chakras. And then you go in there 3 times after for more chakra checkup. But my chakras are going to be so aligned that it's crazy.
Yeah?
No, we could buy an entire
I can't believe you gave her.
recording set.
I didn't give her that much money yet. I just set appointments up.
Oh, man.
$470. We could have bought another mic.
Are you going to tell your
Somebody
mom
had this.
that she's...
I asked her, I said, should I
Is it
warn my
honor?
mom? And she said, if you tell her, it's not going to change anything.
Whoa. Whoa,
So,
man. This is...
Should I even bring it up to her?
No. Ooh.
Would she react? How would she react?
Oh, don't worry about that, no.
Yeah, I don't think my mom would care. This is the thing. It's all BS anyways.
It is?
Yeah.
Why are you admitting that to people?
I mean, it is, right?
Is it maybe?
This is what I want to do, though. I want to
Remains
send.
to be seen.
I want to send each of you two back to the same fortune teller individually. Mm-hmm. I want to see if they'll say anything negative because I had a fairly positive thing overall, with the exception of my mom dying.
Yeah.
I would find it hilarious if one of us got like.
But I want to see like if you go in there, we're gonna show. She looks at your card and she goes, "Oh, dude, you are fucked up.
Yeah.
Like you got nothing going for you. Your mom's gonna die. You're unhappy." I want to see if she really puts you on blast or if it's always negative. And then I kind of gave some things away to her.
Yeah.
Because it was my first time. But I can tell. So when you walk in there, first of all, it's really weird because these fortune tellers are super shady. Because I called her this morning to set up the appointment. She's like, okay, we're going to do it on... Her place is like right here. And then at 3:30 she calls me and she says, oh, we can't do it at 3:30 anymore. My setup, we have to do it at 5 now. She goes, and I have to move locations. I'll text you the location in 30 minutes.
That's pretty fucking...
And then in 30 minutes, she just texts me the location. It's like, Ashland and this. And she's like, you'll see me. And I pull up to Ashland and this in the middle of the hood, and I look, and there's this little, like, I don't know, like a tent. I don't even know what to call it.
What the fuck?
And then I was like, oh, I guess this is where I go.
Dude, this is
So
what
it's
they
just
do
a
for, like,
tent
drug dealers.
Down past Ashland?
Yeah.
Man.
But they had a fortune thing.
Wait, are you sure that this wasn't, like...
It wasn't really like a tent. It was more like a hut.
That's still weird, dude. That's like what drug dealers do.
It doesn't matter.
I can't meet at the dead drop zone. We're gonna have to meet at the alternate zone at freaking like Woodward Park.
I got there. Yeah. I got my fortune read, and this is what I didn't know. When you get there, they ask you. They say, "Tell me 2 wishes," and I didn't want to tell her wishes because I felt like that tells her something about me.
Right.
Yeah.
So I tried to pick the 2 most generic things I could say.
What'd you say?
What would you have said? Because he didn't like mine. He said those aren't generic. That says something about you.
Yeah,
I would say wealth and body growth.
Wow, that's
okay. One is exactly what I said, and the other I said adventure.
Yeah, I guess
because I thought those were 2 very basic. I said good fortune and adventure because I said nobody's gonna not want those 2 things.
Right.
Sure.
I was like, you're not going to get anything out of those. Although, what I would have told her, as I told Mackenzie,
I liked it. Yeah.
I would say, oh, well, I hope for good dinner and sex tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because that tells her nothing.
Yeah, that tells her nothing.
She'll have nothing to go off of. Everybody wants a good meal and sex tomorrow.
Yeah.
Do they?
Everyone wants a good meal.
But I don't know what she would read from that.
Yeah.
She might think it's a joke and be like, all right, now tell me the real thing. Or she might read into that.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to see what she does. So I'd like you 2 to each go back independently.
And then
we'd have another checkup.
You know what would be interesting is if we all just said the same wishes again, because then she would have no...
So you're talking about that's the baseline, is exactly what I said.
Yeah, to minimize the amount of variable in it. So we get consistent results. Or not consistent results, but consistent testing, and then the results will tell us more.
Look, I 100% believe what this lady told you. I gotta be honest.
So you just want my mom to die because you've never...
No, I don't. No,
Wow.
of course I don't want that, man. I'm just saying.
You're a bad person. Yeah. When I listened to it, sometimes I was really shocked by like
the accuracy.
Yeah.
It was things that I wouldn't be able to guess off the top of the head about Noah's past if I didn't.
Well, you don't have the gift because I asked her how she trains for it, and she said it has to be born into your family. She said her mom did it and her grandma did it, and they were all clairvoyant.
If I'm not mistaken, it's a gypsy trade, right?
I don't know. Gypsy is somebody who wanders.
Gypsy's like a race of people.
Yeah, gypsies are people who wander. They're clairvoyant.
Right, but like a lot of
could be a gypsy
palm reading and fortune telling comes from like gypsies, if I'm not mistaken.
Do you understand that a gypsy is just somebody who like wanders, right?
Right. Well, it's the same. It's the same grouping as like the Jews. That they're.
Are you comparing the Jews to gypsies?
No, but it's like it's a similar ethnic group.
They're from the same area, sort of.
They were both started off as like nomad cultures.
Wait, are you being serious? The Jews were nomads?
Yeah, dude.
I can't tell you being serious. What do you mean they're nomads?
They were nomads. How do you think they got throughout all of Europe from when they actually left Egypt?
I assume they just lived places.
Exodus?
Okay, yeah, they did one Exodus.
Exodus, yeah. That started their nomad culture.
Are you talking about the Bible now or something?
Yeah, we're talking about...
Yeah, no, because even though, like, you may not believe in the Bible, there's actual certain historical facts.
Yes, they left. There was an Exodus of Egypt.
Yeah, there was an Exodus of Egypt.
I wouldn't call that nomads. That's just...
No, they were nomads.
I guess they wandered the desert for 40 years, right?
Mm-hmm. And then they couldn't go back to Jerusalem, the Holy Land, right? And... so they spread throughout Europe, and then they couldn't really push out to Asia. I can't remember why. And then some of them spread out through like other parts of the Middle East. So that's why during World War II there were so many Jewish communities throughout Europe, and then that's how there's like these huge amounts of people.
Do you know a lot about Jewish people?
No, but I was curious about it.
Why did Hitler hate the Jews?
Oh, that's something else entirely.
No, I'm asking you why. You seem to know a lot about Jews, and I know you're a big fan of Hitler. So
Hitler, a lot of people hated the Jews before Hitler. Yes. A lot of people hated Germans before Hitler. A lot of people hated.
Do you hate the Jews?
Different groups. Why would I hate the Jews?
I'm just asking you. Do you hate the Jews?
No, I don't.
If you were to hate one group of people,
who would I hate?
Yes.
It would probably have to be something that
choose carefully.
You should choose carefully. So we only offend one group.
It would be a group of choice that somebody has to choose, not something that they're born into.
No, I want you to tell me if you were one group of people that you were going to hate. Who would it be?
I guess.
Who is the F tier of people, and who is the S tier of people?
Extremists are the F tier. and then moderates are the S tier.
You're very much dodging this question.
Yeah,
You know what?
so you can suck my balls, no.
I would say the worst, Portuguese.
Definitive.
I hate them, man.
Oh, wait. Now S tier.
Who's the S tier?
Who's the S tier?
You gave me the worst. You got to give me the best.
Yeah, and then we'll fill in the rest.
Whatever I am.
What? Oh.
Probably also 50% Portuguese.
Yeah.
I'm not Portuguese, man.
You're not far off.
Yeah, that's a big oof. Right
Bald.
there.
I hate bald people.
Yeah.
Well,
Regan.
okay, but I have more hair than you.
You don't
Total
though.
mass, volume, yeah.
No.
I don't think body hair really counts for. Like,
First of all, his
bald.
body is not hairier than mine, and I shaved my head 2 weeks ago, and I almost have more hair than you, Regan.
Yeah, that's true. You're thinning.
You're so thin.
Oh, Mackenzie, don't make me bring you into this, man.
Wait, his hair is as thick as it's ever been.
Yeah, my hair is
I mean,
thick. I've
saying
always
it's
said-
not that thick, but it's
a
as
little-
thick as it's ever been.
It's just like a little wisp.
Regan, you look like a cross between
Wisp?
Larry David and Gollum.
No.
Yeah, but more handsome.
No, you look like Gollum, but you have the hair of Larry David. The problem is you just licked your hands to do that.
Yeah, he's. Why are you licking your hair?
why you
It's
keep
styling
licking your hand?
hair. It's styling the 3 hairs you have
Yeah.
on top of
Making
your
you
head.
guys
Your thin
blush.
little
Nice,
wisps.
it's
Yeah.
handsome.
Your comb over.
All right, so we got
So
psychic, then we got history.
yeah, we got a little bit of history in there.
We
but
got Regan's most hated groups. He hates the Portuguese.
the Gypsies and the Jews, and then we have a little bit of Hitler history, and
Why do you know so much about Hitler?
well, I always watched. I'm a really big nerd, Noah. I don't know if you know this about me.
Just about Hitler, though, or
Just about facts in general.
what do you know about Stalin?
What do I know? Stalin, he killed more people than Hitler. That's a fun fact.
Everybody knows that. Why don't you tell me something real about him? What was his favorite meal?
His favorite meal was a meal cooked by his mother, which is like
Regan, look that
babushka
up.
or
There's no way
something.
that you mean. Look
No,
that up.
he
There's
was-
no way that's
he
true.
was very
You
much
guys
of a
seen
mama's
Young
boy.
Stalin?
Stalin was very much of a mama's boy.
Was it Stalin? So, do you think he killed people to impress his mom?
He killed people because he was very heavily involved in street gang violence.
You're kind of a mama's boy.
I think I'm very close to my parents equally, but I'm actually
You're
considered...
definitely daddy's boy.
You've never seen
Yeah,
the,
I'm
like,
definitely close to my dad.
You're definitely daddy's
I
boy.
was, yeah, I'm way
you've
close
seen
to
the
my...
handsome young Stalin?
Yeah.
Okay, I asked you to look up his favorite meal, not what he looks like when he's
This
young.
is the junior co-host, everybody.
Yeah,
One
junior
task,
co-host
and then
allowance.
he gets sidetracked immediately. Yeah, it was like some like Russian dish where it's like babushka or something.
Borscht?
Borscht? I don't know what it was,
Let me
but it's
see.
like something his mom used to make. I remember from
What's your favorite thing your mom used to make?
what's my favorite
Yeah.
like meal?
What's the worst thing your mom makes?
There's one time she tried making it was it was like a cake. I think it was like a carrot cake, and it was carrot cake, and it was it was so dry. It was just really dry.
Dried carrot cake, huh?
Yeah, I'm sorry, it's not that interesting of a topic.
So
but
you
once
guys
again,
ready for
put
the,
on
spot?
I'm ready for you. Got the Stalin's favorite meal?
Walnuts and garlic.
Walnuts
Now, where you
and
getting your
garlic?
facts
I'm
from?
sorry, where the fuck? Favorite meal? Somebody eats walnut? You're trusting that? You're trusting walnuts and garlic?
Look, man, this is Business Insider.
Yeah, I was Business
Whoa,
Insider.
Business Insider?
You just pulled these facts out of your ass, and then you roasted your own mom. Okay, I'm trusting the walnuts and garlic.
Walnuts and garlic from Business Insider. Are they saying like his favorite snack?
No, it's his favorite meal.
Meal.
That's
This
not
was
a
the-
fucking meal.
Dude, this was the 40s. They didn't eat anything. It was like dirt.
What are you talking? He ate like a regular
No.
human being. Who can survive
During
off of
wartime,
walnuts
they ate,
and
like,
garlic.
Dirt and limbs.
No, they
Some
weren't
boogers
cannibals.
if they're lucky.
They weren't cannibals.
Walnuts and garlic.
Yeah, they ate walnuts and garlic. They
ate.
Regan, nobody can hear you when you're 5 feet away from the
Look,
Yeah,
they can
when
hear
you're
me just
sick-
fine.
When you're 20 feet away from the mic, your voice is quieter.
All right, let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on from False Stalin Facts by Regan Lowndes.
Nope,
All right,
you
man.
got that wrong.
Business Insider. No, you
All right.
liked.
All
Oh,
right, man. No,
this
it's
is
true.
to, if anybody on the podcast subreddit happens to listen to this, I'm the guy who said that I'm going to listen to every podcast that you guys sent me.
Oh yeah, this is the liar.
That There's no way I can keep up with it, guys.
This is the continuation of the lying.
I sent that out late at night because I thought, I'll get like 10 replies.
I listened to like 4 of them. I haven't made replies yet.
I have listened to like 30 podcasts.
Yeah.
And there's like 3 good ones in there. Okay? And I do the best.
It's not bad.
And no, that's horrible.
It's a 10% success rate.
Well, I listen to them all the way through. I do them the service. I listen to them the whole way through. I have 137 podcasts to listen to right now.
Jesus, 2 days or 2 days ago,
we've slowed down.
90.
Yeah, I mean we've slowed down a lot, and somebody's using my video review in their podcast. So I'm just giving other podcasts material at this point.
Oh.
But
It's a quid pro quo.
Also, one of the moderators who removed my comment the first day I posted on the subreddit sent me his podcast.
Did he?
Yeah, and I remembered his name.
Crawling back, huh?
Yeah, dude, look who came crawling back to me. Morbid Fantasies.
Groveling at your feet, huh?
Yeah.
Please listen to my
podcast. Speaking of podcasts, 1138. I just got another one sent to me from You Dead Nut. Okay, we're at 139 now, guys.
Oh, God.
I will get to it. Morbid Fantasies, I'll get to yours eventually, but I remember what you did to me. Okay, and I might not give you a good review.
Listen, Morbid Fantasies.
It might not have been him personally. It was probably just their automatic.
We're going to tear your podcast apart limb by limb.
Well, let's not start any podcast wars.
Okay, no beef. We don't.
Alright, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I went too far.
Although,
I went too far.
Yeah, well.
Was it him personally who removed it?
He sassed me. He didn't remove it. He's like, this is not where you put your podcast. You should put your podcast here. But he had no problem sliding into my subreddit. What is it called?
Yeah.
Page? He's no problem sliding into my post, my thread, and putting his
Look, man.
his podcast there.
Just right in.
I don't even know what a morbid fantasy is. I guess it's just a
okay.
fantasy that's slightly morbid.
Yeah.
It's not a bad name,
We're
actually.
getting close to starting some serious beef here, man.
You know what? Beef will draw attention to our podcast.
Morbid Fantasy.
So, Morbid Fantasy,
Good
you can
name.
eat my ass.
Good name.
Okay, and I don't like your name. Moist Man Boobies is a much
Alright.
better name for Reddit.
No.
Make me a moderator. Because I've done a lot of good work in the 3 days I've been on this subreddit. I think I should be made a moderator. So,
He's had 137 posts.
No, haha,
in 3
joking.
days.
Apologize.
no, I'm not going to
Why
apologize
are
to you.
you
You know what?
Why are you so careful, Regan?
You know
Let's
what,
be
Morbid
radical.
Fantasies? Why don't you come onto my podcast and we talk this out? And then I'll come onto your podcast, probably a much more successful podcast, and I'll destroy the whole thing to the ground by dropping some racial slurs. I'll invite Big Red on with me, and he can say his coffee line.
Yeah, I can say a line that Noah wrote for me.
I have never scripted anything for this podcast.
You have scripted several things, and you've edited out a lot of information.
Now we're bringing up... This was the first topic.
This was the first topic.
Okay.
I'd like to revisit it.
Wait, and I have one more. So, to the guy named I Jack Off to You, or wait, I Jack Off to Poop, he sent me his podcast.
Yeah.
I know you're not listening to this, but your podcast is awful. Nobody wants to listen to a podcast called Come Town. Okay?
I thought our podcast was so bad.
No. I thought our podcast was stupid too. Their podcast is the same thing, but it's purely shock value.
It's just there's
The first word is the N word. They yell it about 50 times, and then they just talk about dicks and cum.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, 100%.
Play it for me so I can hear
no, we can't.
I'm not gonna play it on air. I sent you the link when I found it because I know you'll like it.
All right.
Yeah.
You guys keep talking.
You're gonna play it? No, no free ads.
Yeah. No.
That being said, if you guys want to come on the podcast, send me an invite.
Yeah. Well,
Or send me a message.
They probably just come on here and then just yell.
Although they definitely had the most effective strategy because everybody on their podcast came and said, "Wow, this is such a cool podcast." So
Yeah.
respect to them. They also have like 30,000 views.
Wow.
So their podcast is successful. They wasted my time by making me listen to it.
At that point,
Yeah.
if over
At that
10,000
point,
people
these
see
people
it,
are artists.
Yeah. It's over 10.
Okay,
But if we could revisit
another thing that I want
slander.
to put out there because this podcast is only heard by like 13 people.
Yeah, the 13.
We
the
here
two
at
people.
the Mild Meatball are trying to make a movie for the Fresno. Fresno's having some sort of film fest at the Tower District is having some. I'll read you the post. Anyways, we want to make a movie. We have to remake a movie, our favorite movie.
Yeah.
And then they will screen it there. And we need to know movie suggestions. I want to do Nacho Libre.
So wait,
Is this a
recap for me. What was it?
Okay.
I missed all that.
Yeah, well, I said it like a retarded person.
Okay.
Okay. At the Tower District, the Tower District Theater on December 13th, they are having the Swede Fest 19, which is you, being us, remake our favorite movie, and they will screen it there. and
Really,
I
the
want
whole
us
thing?
to do this. The whole thing.
That sounds
A
fun.
low budget.
A low budget.
Low budget remake.
I want to do Nacho Libre,
That's
but
a
I
lot
would
of work.
also do Lord of the Rings.
I feel like Lord of the Rings would
Okay.
be
No,
better, but it's
Nacho
also
Libre.
overdone.
We can't act seriously. Dude, we should actually do this.
Well, we're going to do it. That's why I'm pitching. You think I'm pitching on this
Nacho
podcast so
Libre.
we don't do it?
So we're holding
You-
ourselves to the...
I don't know if you can act well enough to play Nacho, man.
Well, you
Get
could
that
do-
going into my
You
face!
might have to be Esquelito.
First of all, you look like Esquelito, and I look like Nacho. Why would we switch that up? It'd be funnier if we switched it up.
Alright, and then I'll just do camera.
But then he's like,
Oh, no, you're the nun.
I'm the nun?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to find...
You're the nun, and then you're the... who's the big buff dude that wears the mask?
Ramses.
Yeah, you're Ramses.
He doesn't have any speaking lines.
That's perfect.
Wait, don't want you to say anything racist in the middle of the movie.
So we just
Why are you
oil
trying
up-
to make me racist? At
Trying
first
to
you
make
try
you
making me look
racist.
like a sexual deviant,
not trying to
and
make
then
you
you try
racist.
making me look racist
All right,
when I
yeah.
haven't said anything
We're going-
racist. If
we're
anything,
going
I've
back-
said anything.
Okay.
All right.
Well, you
Go-
are
hey,
certainly a
shh,
thief.
Everybody quiet.
I am
Going
not a
back to-
thief. Those Nilla wafers were on the table, and I just simply looked inside the box.
Dude, no.
Man, I got neighbors with a young
Let
child.
me set the scene for this Niller wafer thief. He comes in today. He walks in.
Your Honor, I
Goes to.
objection.
Can you shut up? It's my turn to talk. You can. Do you know how this works?
Objection.
You
False
Bring the volume
testimony.
down.
You
Bring
can
the
talk.
volume.
Hearsay.
Bring
You
the
can
volume.
talk when I'm done. The listeners can't hear us. He walks in here
won't.
today.
Probably.
Comes strutting in like he owns the place. At least he wasn't wearing a bathrobe this time. Okay. He immediately goes to the bathroom, takes a dump, opens the door, says, "Riga doesn't have any soap. What does this guy live like an animal?" He walks straight out, puts his hand, his dirty poop hands.
Objection.
straight into
How
the-
could he know my hands were dirty poop hands if he doesn't know if I even took a poop?
You said you took a poop.
I did not take a poop. I had to go pee, and then I was like, why is there no soap in the goddamn bathroom?
Regardless of what he
And then
did, he came out and immediately put his hand into the freshly opened.
No, that is a
Nilla-
lie. He did not see my hand go inside there because my hand did not go inside the...
He put his hand into the freshly opened Nilla wafer box, and you could tell that he knows he did wrong because he's very defensive about it.
No.
And Regan had just bought those Nilla wafers today.
No.
He did. I was there when he bought them. He bought them at Rite Aid.
Rico, why do you look so defeated?
Stand up.
Stand up.
Get the bucket. Get the bucket.
Yeah, you lose your seat privileges. Get the
I
bucket.
didn't do anything wrong.
Get on the
I simply
bucket.
looked inside
Sit
the
on the
box.
bucket.
I didn't eat any of the
Okay,
Nilla
he's on the
wafers.
bucket now, guys. That you got his punishment for poop hands.
Bucket.
I didn't.
On the bucket.
I didn't do anything wrong. If anything, Noah probably ate into them. I didn't eat any of them.
Okay, we're gonna move on to the next segment. We all know Big Red
I fucking hate
is
this.
a dirty poop hands, racial slinging. Is that the right word?
No, it'd be just...
He's a slinger of racial slurs for sure.
That's pretty cool. Racial slur slinger.
Yeah, everybody heard him say that, right? That's pretty cool. The racial slur slinger.
It's just, slur slinger is a very,
That's what you are.
it's an... What is it?
Slur slinging slasher.
Slur
Alliteration.
slinging slasher.
All right, enough of this, man. None of this like racism talk.
Yeah,
I'm
I don't like the
frankly
racism
sick
talk
of
that the Noah's trying to push on to
the
me.
Noah. I like that.
That Noah is trying to push onto me.
Okay, while we're here, this is kind of late in the podcast. I'm changing my official title to the Cowboy of Podcasting.
And it's a stupid title.
No, it's not, because I'm the Cowboy of Podcasting.
No, how are you the cowboy? We've talked about
We've talked about
before.
this extensively, because I'm out there in the fields, herding the cattle that are the listeners into my podcast pasture. Okay, I'm out there getting gold, staking my claim on the podcasts, shooting people out of this, sniping people out of that subreddit. Morbid
A
Fantasies,
minor.
boom, just shot you down, bud, because I'm the Cowboy of
That's a
Podcasting.
sharpshooter. That's if anything, that's like a designated marksman who shoots, who's a sharpshooter.
I'm the Cowboy of Podcasting.
That's you only said one thing of the three things you said that would
Mackenzie,
even remotely.
you're the least
be
cowboy
close.
out of the three of us.
I'm not
okay?
saying I'm a.
You're the
fucking
Pinhead
cowboy.
Larry of podcasting.
I'm not saying I'm a goddamn
Now we are
cowboy.
moving on from the segment. I'm the Cowboy of
but
podcasting.
then
You
that
are
would
garbage.
make me Either the bandit of podcasting or podcast bad boy.
You can't be the podcast bad boy. It doesn't fit with this. It doesn't fit with it.
You're the cowboy.
I'm the Cowboy. He's the Pinhead Larry
I'm
of
like-
podcasting. You
I'm
can be
like-
the Bandit of
I'm like the
podcasting.
Billy the Kid of podcasting.
You can be Billy the Kid of podcasting.
I
Well, it's something more junior than that.
something more
What's more junior than Billy the Kid? You're one of the Sundance kids of podcasting.
like
Yeah.
the deputy.
Yeah, the deputy of
No,
podcasting.
man,
the
I'm
junior
not-
deputy
I'm
of
not on the side
podcasting.
of the law.
Yeah. He's the Sundance Kids of podcasting.
Sundance Kids.
He's not Butch Cassidy, but he is his kids.
Yeah,
Of
Butch
podcasting,
Cassidy.
yeah. He's not Butch Cassidy.
The
He's
Sundance Kids.
He's the Sundance Kid of podcasting.
Yeah, sure.
Sundance Kids.
Now we have that. We can move on from that to my favorite segment, Noah's Weekly Thoughts.
All right.
So here's the first one.
Intervention for Regan.
This is pretty simple, Regan. You have an issue. You're doing it right now. You knew what I was going to say, and you took one long hit on your pen before I said. And then you blew it right into Big Red's face. This is the problem. Every day I see you say, "I wish I stopped smoking," but you can't. And you've gotten to the point where you're making your own pods, which is the poorest thing I've ever heard.
Like me watching porn,
I'm pretty sure that's
can't
how
stop smoking.
I'm pretty sure that's how people don't people die from these knockoff pods. What enjoyment are you getting out of this? You're just like an idiot when you drive around ripping your little vape pen.
You know, people that often are self-destructive will repeat their self-destructive behaviors as like a cry for help.
Oh, you mean addiction?
Yeah. Thank you for acknowledging the fact that you're addicted.
Yeah, Mackenzie.
That's the first step, man.
Okay, if you're addicted, just get rid of it.
Yeah, just stop. Simply just stop.
This is the problem, Regan. When we go into boot camp, I'm afraid you're gonna have a full-on mental breakdown from your nicotine.
Most people do. I'm not joking.
You're gonna have the nicotine sweats. You're gonna get over it.
Yeah, nicotine sweats.
Like you had the pornography sweats, bro.
No, you see, because
dude, according to him, everyone's just beating their meats on the bunk. He got his porn fix.
No, I did not get my porn fix in basic. What happened was that I was so
you
tired,
back to
I
this?
just slept all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're just gonna brush right past this. I'm not getting into your porn.
Don't even.
Yeah, it's not as
Next
bad.
subject.
Okay, the next thought I had.
Don't you guys wish you had the courage to smoke?
So this is the opposite of the vaping thing. I was watching somebody smoke the other day, and I said, that guy's got some real balls. Because smoking is so bad for you. Like, you gotta have some big balls just to smoke. Like, he knows that's killing him.
You'd be fine with like 2 a day. Probably wouldn't kill you, hurt you.
Why don't you do it then? Because you're sitting here vaping. I would respect you more if you just smoked.
Yeah.
You wouldn't look like such a faggot.
I mean, don't you take risks in your life, your day-to-day life? Like,
Not as risky as smoking a cigarette.
really.
Well, we'll get into his
texting.
Right.
Driving is pretty.
So
bad.
Noah's been spiraling out of control lately, and we'll get into that later.
What have I been spiraling out of control
We'll
with?
get into that
lately?
later.
Are you talking about like his power hungry, like
No.
Power hungry?
Yeah, he's.
What are you
on
like
this
trying to take control
podcast,
of
you
Fresno?
act like a dictator.
That's
You
my
simply
podcast.
try smacking down any
No,
sort
it's just,
of.
no, it's just he's been making like poor decisions lately, doing crazy things. We'll get into it later.
Oh, are you talking about me sliding into all these DMs for our podcast?
Yeah, he's harassing.
Because I slid
these
into like
nice
15
young girls.
DMs these week.
Why
this
don't
week.
you read some of the messages you've been sending?
Yeah,
Read them to the
some of them
audience.
are really like
You want me to read some of the messages?
vulgar and racist.
Yeah.
Tell them what you told me.
What?
Which one in particular? Because I've said a
A
lot.
lot of them start off with like racial slurs.
None of them start off with racial slurs.
Well, I like to see some evidence of that, Noah.
I will read you some. Listen, I'm bringing listeners to the podcast,
So
which
you
is
told-
more than any of
You've
you
been
can say.
talking with a 50-year-old woman online, right? And I saw like hours worth of conversation.
Oh, hours.
And what'd you tell her?
I don't even remember what I told her. What did I tell her? You know. I've been trying to get her to stop talking to me, but no matter what I said, she's into it.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
talking about the older.
Yeah, I'm talking about the old lady.
Yeah.
He told her,
It's-
I want to make you my sex slave.
That was
Yeah.
it. I forgot.
She's a resilient, mature woman who is ready to.
I sent her the link to this podcast. She's going to hear it.
She's. You know who you are, and I have to say I admire your resilience.
I don't.
To
I find you repulsive.
to find love. And
Maybe repulsive isn't not the right word, but you can't tell that I'm messing with you, or you're messing with me. One of us is messing with each other, and I don't know who's messing with who.
I think it's really.
give her the link to this.
I did.
No, you did.
I give this link to everybody who I can, dude. I thought you were talking about that girl who I said nobody will ever love you, and then I dropped her my podcast.
Yeah, I felt like that's like a lot worse than the mature woman.
Why? She's in college. Listen, anything I have to do to get this podcast out, I will.
It was.
If I
bold.
slide into your DMs on Instagram,
All right, let's
Yeah,
move
be
on.
careful.
I'm trying to get my podcast
Let's
out
go
there.
over more of your thoughts.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Let's move on.
When is small talk appropriate?
This happened to me today. Mackenzie, Big Red, he saw me, and he says, So you excited for that podcast tonight? That's not needed, right? There's no need to ask me that.
What was the context? Why did
So-
you say
He walked outside and saw me and said, so you excited for that podcast tonight?
Noah was over at my house earlier.
I was working for your dad.
He was working for my dad. And I said,
And it wasn't the first. He had already said hi to me. This wasn't the intro to the conversation. He had already said hi to me. He left. He came back, and he said, oh, so you excited for that podcast tonight?
You can say that.
No, I don't think he... I don't
why
think...
couldn't I ask a simple
You went on this
question?
rant saying, like, why don't I like small talk? You don't small talk with people that you know. Regan, I see you every day we go swimming together. Do we ever have small talk?
It's possible. I don't remember.
We don't. We don't even say anything. You get into the pool, and then we say, how many laps are we doing today? And we go, this many. We're going to swim till this time. And we swim in silence for the most part. We make some comments about the old people in the pool.
How much
And then we go and we
our
steam.
deep hatred
Yeah,
for
I
the-
don't see you that often, Noah.
I've
it's
seen you
like-
at least 3 times this week.
Yeah, it's just like that's the most times we've seen each other probably like an entire month.
I would say it's an okay thing to ask. And you should just answer.
I did answer.
Yeah.
I said save it for the podcast.
Yeah, that's like a rude fuck you, to
That's
the
what
fact
we've been
that
saying to each
I was
other
just
all
trying to
week.
get.
That
a
is
drink
what
from
me and
my
Regan say to each
goddamn
other
fridge.
every day when me and Regan see each other. I start to say something, he goes, save it for the podcast. Or vice versa.
Because we've been having struggles.
Well, the problem is me and Regan see each other too much, so there is no more conversation
Yeah,
between us.
you guys see each other like a married couple sees each other. You guys don't need to say anything because your body language already speaks volumes.
Yeah.
But I don't understand your body language, Noah. Your body has changed dramatically.
Dude.
It's changed.
What are you talking about my body?
Don't be looking at
Everything
looking
goes
at
back
it.
to sex with you. Stop looking at my body, dude.
No, I didn't
Body,
say
man.
sex. You freaking sexual deviant. And why does everything go back to
I'm
sex
the
with
deviant.
you?
I'm talking about
you're
my
the one
body.
that somehow brought up sex. How are you
No.
associating sex with this,
Talking
Noah?
about his body.
You're the one talking about my body, dude.
Yeah, I was talking about your body language. Big difference, asshole.
Please don't talk about my big asshole.
Things are getting heated.
Big difference.
Look, man,
Comma,
you're gonna wake the
asshole.
neighbors.
Yeah, you're gonna regret that in the morning talking about my body. We're gonna move on, guys.
ISIS lover scenario.
This is a scenario I asked your dad's other worker because we were talking about something today. Regan, I'm gonna pose this one to you
Yeah.
because you're very lonely. So a woman calls you. She's a 10 out of 10. She sees you and she says, hey, I really want to take you out. She's really into you, too. This isn't some, like... This isn't a mild flirtation. Like, she wants you bad.
Sure.
Okay? Like Mackenzie's baby girl. Okay? Like, she wants you. And then she calls you. And then she's like, oh, I want to take you out. But then she admits to you that she used to be part of ISIS. But she's not anymore. But her parents are.
Yeah, I don't care.
So you'd go on a date with her. Yeah.
10 out of 10?
10 out of 10.
She's really into me?
Yeah.
Look, man, I don't care what your religious affiliations are. Your personal...
No.
beliefs.
She's not Muslim. She was a hardcore ISIS member.
Yeah.
Put that guitar down.
Are they really so bad, though?
Well, they're
Well,
extremists.
that might
and
be
they-
the hottest take we've had on this podcast yet.
Wow.
Look, I've
that's
got
edgy.
nothing against ISIS.
Okay, she wants to meet you at a coffee shop, okay?
10 out of 10? Do you
10 out of
realize
10.
what that is?
Yes, you're perfect.
Yeah.
She's perfect.
She's the
We can work past our differences.
Okay, well, she's...
Well, arguably-
At first date, she wants to meet you at the coffee shop. She comes in a big trench coat jacket.
Kind of hot.
Okay,
Wow.
you're not thinking anything
Nothing
of it?
About, like, what's under there.
Yeah, okay.
Well, like a bomb, like a terrorist would carry a bomb underneath a trench coat.
Man, if a girl that hot was like, come out and hang out with me. Look,
So you would just assume for best case scenario.
it's
Okay.
like,
Even though she flat out said, my parents are still in ISIS.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be
They are
like,
still actively trying to kill Americans.
you know what?
Wow.
I don't care if she kills me. Blows me. Whatever.
I think there's a lot of personal statements in that, but wow.
What about you, Mackenzie? So you're saying no.
So, there's two schools of thought on this. You marry her, right? You're also marrying her parents. So it's like, even
Would they
though
save
she's-
you then, if you're part of the family?
I'll join ISIS.
Yeah.
See, this is hard.
I swear to God. Death to America, dude.
That's the
Fuck this
secret.
country, bro.
So those 3 sound bites might be worse than anything Mackenzie said. Okay.
No, I feel like you guys are being unreasonable.
No, I'm actually right. I'd probably go on a date with her too.
Like, yeah.
She ex-ISIS? She's not gonna be part of her.
Well, it
You're not gonna
depends.
Like,
associate her with their parents.
It depends on her current stance of ISIS.
What's her
Neutral.
How's she like
Neutral.
She's not against it, but she's like, they're not,
How's she like personality wise besides the ISIS?
she's a great sense of humor. She can play any instrument to to a level that you wouldn't believe.
It's a 10 out of 10, dude.
So-
Literally, you can think of it. She does it. Like, and she's like...
She can't sing.
I don't give a shit.
Then that's a 9 out of 10.
Okay. So for you, she's a 9 out of 10. She's still a 10 out of 10 for Regan.
Well, no, I don't care about
I feel like
singing,
this is a
but I'm just
ridiculous
saying
question.
perfect. Okay.
Why not? There's no reason not to.
She's part of ISIS.
The thing is, though, for me, something like an extremist view, where ISIS is an extremist organization.
Would you sleep with a woman who slept with Hitler?
Oh. I don't know if that really matters.
Be kind of old, huh?
I mean, a lot of people...
They froze her after the war, and they just thawed her out
She comes
now.
back, she's a banging 10 out of 10.
I didn't say she's banging on a 10 out of 10. I said she slept with Hitler.
Then no, why? Because I could just sleep with somebody else.
For historical context, I don't know.
Eskimo
No.
Bros with
Yeah,
Hitler.
Eskimo Bros with Hitler, dude.
That'd be kind of cool, huh?
And one claim to fame, Eskimo Bros, bang the same chick.
Well, if she has kids, it could be maybe Hitler's half kid. I don't know.
She likes
Maybe there's
powerful
a little-
men.
Wow.
You know? I could see why.
So it'd be a compliment, the fact that
Yeah.
she would be attracted to you.
Okay, we're gonna move on
Do
from this.
not play that goddamn guitar, I swear to God.
When is small talk appropriate?
Oh, nobody, ignore that. Nobody listened to that one.
Well, we'll just cut this out.
Old people should have to pay a premium to go to gym.
Okay.
This one, yeah.
I firmly believe that once you're older than the age of like 55, you shouldn't even be allowed in society without like a handler. And I'm sorry if you're older than 55 and somehow you hear this. I'm surprised you know how to work a computer,
Look,
to be
I'm
honest.
not even older than 55. Just like
Once you are no longer capable of doing anything worth doing,
they ruin the gym experience.
it's not even they ruin anywhere I go and they're there at. I go to the gym and I see these old men hobbling around. I pay the same amount they do for them to do nothing, for them just to take up space and waste my time. Okay, I'm trying to squat. I see some old man standing in the cage, just not even doing anything, just standing there with his arms on the barbell, just hanging out. We try to go swimming. We got to watch 15 old people standing in a lane, not even doing anything. They just stand there.
It's not that we have anything against old people. It's just
My time is being wasted.
they don't exercise a lot.
They don't do anything.
And
They
some of them exercise, but
the ones that go out there and they bust their ass, they can stay in the lane.
yeah,
Sure,
it's like-
they can pay the premium. They don't have to pay the premium. But those old ladies that get in the pool with their noodles and they just gyrate their hips a little bit back and forth in the water, they're not doing anything except wasting my time and theirs.
Okay, wait. Do they not pay... They pay the
They
same
pay
amount
the same amount of money, but yet they waste more of my time. I don't waste anyone's time in there. Because I'm at least doing something.
yeah.
It'd be like McKinsey. Imagine if there was a very exclusive restaurant and you had to pay $10 just to get in, like a buffet. And they said, oh, okay.
Very exclusive $10 buffet.
A very exclusive $10 buffet. Okay. Would you not feel... And you're waiting to get in line, and there's just a dude standing at the line of the buffet not eating. Like, there's like, you're next in line, sir. But there's literally a dude just standing on the other side of the line, looking at you. Not eating, hasn't even touched a plate. But he paid his money to get in there, he's just staring at you. You're going to be fine with that?
Obviously, you're not.
No, you're going to be like, he's not even eating. Get him out of there. There's no point in him being in there. That's what these old people are doing. He should have, if he's going to stand there,
starving.
Yeah.
I want buffet.
yeah, I want my buffet. I'm starving to death, dude. He's standing there looking at me like I'm an idiot. But he's not even doing, he's the idiot. He's standing in a buffet, not eating. He should have to pay more if he's going to do that. He should have to pay $15 to go to that buffet. To just waste the time of the other people in the buffet.
There should be...
Kitty escape.
I suggest you go to a gym that has rules.
There is no gym in town with a pool, other than the gym that we go to. And it doesn't matter which of these gyms that we go to, they're all covered in old people.
Covered. We could go at a different time.
Covered.
Grizzled.
I mean, man, we go there the same day every day.
No, it doesn't matter. If we go there later, it's too crowded.
We go there early.
If we go there earlier, there's old people taking up space. No, if we go there later, there's just a line of young people wanting to use the pool.
Yeah.
At least they're using it. But I don't have time to wait for an amusement park line to go through so I can swim. I need these old people to just die already. And then no more old people to come back.
You're targeting your hate. The fact that you have to wait onto a certain group. You're using them as a scapegoat for
a scapegoat.
Yeah, as
no,
anger.
They don't do anything.
Let me finish.
The people who built this country.
Let me finish.
These people didn't build their country.
You
didn't build your country by standing in a pool.
Okay, the young people that also get in your way, you aren't angry with.
You know why? Because they're actually swimming.
But yeah, these old people are doing what they can.
No,
you're saying that. How do you know their physical capability?
because I'm not stupid, and I know that they're more than Mackenzie. They're doing less in water than they do on land. Okay, I promise you. However mobile they are on land, they're more mobile in water.
Most weak swimmers cannot do as much in water as they can do on land.
No joke, they go in there, and they just move their arms outside of the water. They stand in the water, and they put their hands above their head, and then they just twist side to side. That's all they do.
But there's
nothing else.
They pay for that, and they're using less of it than you are.
Okay, but the thing
no, because they take up the whole lane.
Let me explain to you why you're wrong. This is an establishment for exercise. It's not like a country club or swim club or just a.
This isn't even the pool. This isn't the pool at their apartment complex.
This is a place where people go to swim laps.
Swim laps.
It's a pool for laps.
It even says no horseplay, and they're out there horsing around.
I don't swim, but I run.
So
I guess it would be the equivalent of somebody going on a track.
No, it'd be the equivalent
sitting down in the middle of the track and then stretching.
No, yes, but in every lane, every 5 feet, so you can't even kind of run half a lap.
Yeah, that would be pretty fucking annoying.
And they pay the same exact money that you do.
I was trying to play devil's advocate on this, but I'm actually starting to see the point on where you guys are going.
So my solution is that we just
decision.
Yeah, they just need to be charged more.
So, you can't charge more because it's ageism.
No, it's based on performance, not age.
No, what it is that it would be underneath like the Article 2 of the Constitution.
First of all, I'm fairly certain you can have exclusive clubs. KKK.
Well, yeah, those people were.
That's illegal.
They technically allowed anybody.
No, because there's sports clubs that are definitely exclusive.
Yeah, usually they.
You can call it a team. Oh, you're part of the swim team. You're not good enough to be on the swim team.
Yeah, but they don't specify by age. Ageism is actually.
I'm not saying I didn't say age. Because listen, dude, there are some 80-year-olds that go into that pool that will kick my ass in a race. Okay, they were born in the water. They can go on the team. But I'm talking about the people who just go in there and they shake their rules in the water. I don't need that. Nobody needs that.
All right, look, we're really probably offending our older audience.
Nobody over the age of 40 has ever listened to this.
You need to somehow You need to somehow separate the old people that can actually achieve physical.
I'm also frankly just sick of seeing flabby old bodies in the locker room.
Well, okay, that's an.
And you know what?
Thing.
They all
thing.
they all show their penises off, but like they're proud of
them. You're just stereotyping at this point. You're just grouping
the
groups of people together, and just try to.
Steroids make me.
No, I'm gonna skip this one. I had this conversation with Regan already.
Yeah,
and it's not that.
Skip that.
Oh, that sounds like a porn thing.
Yeah, that really sounds like a porn.
Pretty bad.
Okay.
Talk about Regan's dying wish to me.
Regan, do you remember what your dying wish to me was? We had to talk about this the other day at dinner.
You didn't write it down?
I remember exactly what it is. I want to say Regan remembers.
Okay.
When I die, I don't want to be buried, cremated, anything like that. I'd like to be...
He wanted me to carry his flaccid dead corpse down to the rainforest.
I remember this.
And throw him out there to be eaten by the monkeys.
I'd like to be taken to the rainforest, where I will rest in peace in the jungle.
That is not what you said to do. You said carry my lifeless, flaccid body across the border.
Well, if that's what it takes.
Over the rainforest and throw me out for the monkeys to eat me.
Yeah.
And then I said, I'll do it if you really want me to do that.
I want to go out like a true primate.
Your family's going to hate me.
We struggled with this for a while because we were like, cremated, right? And you're like, no.
Yeah, I thought you wanted me to spread your ashes to the rainforest. And then you were very clear that you did not want
specifically,
that.
Specifically,
you don't even want your flaccid, dead body, carry it down there, throw it in my trunk, drive it down there, and throw you out for the monkeys to eat you.
You'd probably die in the summer, too, so it'd be like really hot and then really smell.
It's always summer in the jungle.
Is that where Regan's
tropical rainforest, bro? That's not a rule.
No. But here in Fresno, I assume you're gonna die in Fresno, California. In fact, if you could do us a favor and die near the tropics, that'd be great.
Well, it's hard to plan that.
Well, you just gotta go see. You gotta go see.
I won't die of old age.
A palm reader.
It'll be an accident.
Okay.
Well, we'll find that because we're gonna make you see a palm reader.
Yeah, we're gonna make you see.
I don't know who's gonna go next, but
how much longer are we doing this podcast?
We're doing it as long as it'll take.
All right.
Yeah, I.
we're talk. That's everything for this podcast.
Yeah.
Today, that's all my notes. Mackenzie, you have any topics you want to talk about before we
close this out?
Just some final comments. Noah is the racist.
Okay,
Noah
and that's it. That's it.
We're
cutting him off.
There's many things that were said and that are not true.
Okay, this is just getting out of hand. This is just noise.
This is noise.
Okay, this is the Cowboy of Podcasting / your host Noah.
The podcast bandit. Bad boy of podcasting.
No, the Sundance Kid.
And this is
Sundance
This
Kids.
is Red Velvet.
The junior co-host / Sundance Kid of podcasting.
I'm junior co-host, little junior co-host.
Little junior co-host. Okay, and that was Big Red / the Pinhead Larry of podcasting. I don't think this improved him. He did say some pretty racist things. I think he said that he endorsed Hitler.
That's not true
But
at all.
follow us on YouTube, Spotify.
You can play the record.
It's on SoundCloud. You can email us any questions that you have at mildmeatball@yahoo.com. Bye, guys.